start the recording for students that can't make it. So as we were saying, this is the information that you'll need to review for your final. Just read through here. If you have any questions in the meantime, let me know. But this pretty much touches every major topic that we've covered in class. So review this, come back Wednesday with any questions, and we can take it from there. So today in class, I've pulled up a couple of people's projects, and we're just going to talk about these projects, what I'm looking at so far, kind of reviewing those, and then just talk about sheets a little bit more, how to create those sheets. So let's see. Let's jump to this project. So this person brought this project to my attention because of the original size of the site that was asked to be created. This is a very small site. The site does not fit 50 spots. So this was a good catch on this part. So what I would suggest for this person is to change a couple of these spots here to handicap spots. You can adjust that. You can also make a larger site, but a lot of times when you're getting information from a client, they may give you wrong sizes, wrong information, lots of things could be off a little bit. So it is our job to kind of catch those things and bring that to your client's attention and saying, hey, this isn't really going to work. How do we want to fix this? Our job is problem solvers. So there's a few different things we can do there. If there's a way that you could adjust the site, you could do that. And then also just make the parking lot smaller. So a couple of different things there. I'd also kind of like dress this site up a little bit, you know, with some trees and stuff when you eventually get to that. Another thing that kind of catches my eye as I open this, a few different things that need to be corrected. If we take this from a strictly back view, notice we had talked about before alignment of windows. So I would take another look at that, being this person. And another thing that kind of jumps out at me right now, I like the incorporation of the curtain walls. This curtain wall is missing mullions. So go back and add your mullions on here. This one obviously has them, but check this out. This is where your floor ends right here. So you're going to have to go back and edit that floor because right now it's just kind of hanging out in space. If that's supposed to be a cantilever floor, we would probably discuss that and how we can actually support that. We don't do any structural work in this class, but I would definitely just correct that. So this is not a question and it does actually come flush against that other wall. So it's supported. All right, let's take a look at a couple other things. So we don't have the standing seam metal roof on this one. And since it's a flat roof, well, a sloped roof, I like the incorporation of that. That's interesting. And the incorporation of the different levels to support that. That was great. So that looks really good. Couple of things from this angle, once again, with this floor. Don't forget to cut an opening here for your stairs to go through. And then you finish that off with a railing here. We have some walls that we need to correct. Notice how they're coming through there. And then unless we have an open floor plan, we definitely want to put a ceiling on here. Since it's a sloped roof, it gives us that elevated ceiling. So I definitely put ceilings in a top floor on here just to finish that off because yeah, that just looks like some cubicles up there. Maybe that's what you're going for, that's fine, but just some corrections with that. Let's take a spin this way. So this looks better here. Here, it's okay to have the different windows in here. I definitely look at the alignment of these windows as well. Let's take a look at some floor plans. We have our section views. This is a bit of a redundant section view. So in order to kind of make this make more sense, I would just flip this one. So at least you have a different view, but these are both looking the same way. So that's, yeah, that's a redundant view. Let's take a look at interiors. So add a few more, but good to see this organization in here. Check out the 3D views we've got. Looks nice. Good. Sections. This is not a great section view because it just splits the staircase in an odd angle, in an odd section. So I'd go back and take a look at that, just the way that's split there. Maybe just move that section view to a different location. That's it for this one. So yeah, a few things this person needs to correct on here. Easy to correct, but make sure you get those done so you don't get any points marked off. Let's jump on to another one. Yep. Here we go, it's another one. Okay, so we've got a whole back wall as a curtain wall in this one. Obviously there's some issues with our wall here, connection problem up here, that just can be easily adjusted. Make sure this gets closed off. The dormers look really nice. Dormers look very good. Dormers were cut out properly because I can see inside there. That looks very good. Still a lot of work to be done on this one. Flip this around. So a couple of corrections on this one, but still a lot of work to be done on that. And then I've got one more open somewhere. Okay, this one right here. So a lot of progress made on this one. We actually have sheets on this one, which is great. But as you can see on the sheet, we have some issues with the drawing actually going over the sheet and things like that. So a couple of different things on how to correct that when we're creating our sheets. So let me, what I want to do is turn off a lot of this invisibility graphics. So I can actually, instead of going back to my level 1, if I jump inside this view, into this viewport, double click, now I can change this from inside here rather than going back to the actual floor plan. So I'm going to go to visibility graphics now, and a couple of things I have to turn off. I'm going to turn off my floor patterns so this looks clear. And then my parking is showing up on here as well, so I'm going to turn that off. And that's gone. So just the way we hide some of this stuff definitely helps to make our sheets look better. So just a few minor things in visibility graphics, and we can correct this sheet to make it look much better. This is, it's well placed. This is, you know, appropriately spaced, and information completed on here. So if you get to a point where your sheet looks like this is very good. At this point, I go ahead and go to print to PDF. You can also complete your poche on here. like we did for the first project. But yeah, this looks much better. So be sure to definitely use your visibility graphics to edit some of your sheets. Let me jump to one of these other sheets. This is great. So pretty much same thing with here. This one's don't have as much editing to do on this one, but once again, we'll go to visibility graphics and turn off our floor patterns. All right, this one's still showing, so. Oh, you know why that? Because I didn't jump into the model itself. Yeah, much better. So yeah, make sure you jump into that viewport in order to make them work here. All right, let's take a look at a couple of them. So on this one, just turn off this this property line. And then definitely some editing to do with this. So if we jumped in here and we shorten this up, and then this is your site. So let's turn off site. And if it doesn't turn off with visibility graphics, if you get too frustrated, you can always do the old shortcut and do a temporary hide isolate. But once you get out of it, it'll turn back on. So make sure that you do your sheet before that. And then this one might be a little big. I might scale this down a little more because it's getting tight, but play with it and see if you can get that to work. And then your G101, great. So let's talk about G102 for a little bit, how we want to do that. You know, we don't have any schedules on this one, but we can create some really quickly. So we'll just create our G102. And remember on this sheet, this is the one that we're going to put our site map on, and then all our schedules and our sheet list. So let's create those again, just so we have those. Okay. All right, so in order to do that, we're going to go to our view tab and our create panel and our schedule tool. So we'll drop down, let's create the sheet list first. That's it. We have sheets here. So we're going to do that by sheet number and sheet name. Let's hit OK. And here we have our sheet list. And then let's go ahead and go back to view tab, back to schedules, and let's just create a quick schedule for our doors. And what do we want to do that by? Let's do that by height, width, and family. And let's move family to the top, and let's hit OK. Great. So here we have our different door types, lots of different door types used in this, which is good. And then our sizes for our doors. So we've got our two schedules that we're going to use. And let's jump back to that sheet. And G102. So we'll rename that our general information sheet. And here we're just going to bring in our schedules that we created. This is a very big door schedule. So whoever project this is, you may need to make a couple of different general information sheets. This one's kind of a mess I made. It's all duplicated on each other. But yeah, you're going to have to split this, especially if you're using the smaller sheet. Let's break that up a little bit. Yeah, so it'll have to be played with just in order to fit that in here. But if you need to use multiple sheets to create your schedules, that's fine as well. Just create another sheet. And then we can continue adding our schedules on there. On your G102 sheet, I would definitely prefer your sheet list first, because that's going to give us the order of your sheets, obviously. And then on this one also, what did I put on there that you need? I need to edit this for y'all. Actually, use that 22 by 34 sheet, and here we go. So the vicinity map, table of contents, which is the sheet list, and then all your schedules. And we did vicinity map before, so we'll just do it again one more time, just so you have that information. So if we went to Google Maps, you can pick anywhere in the world that you want to go. Satellite always looks better. And then I like to use the snipping tool. That way you can pick exactly where you want. I'll do insert, image. And then once again, in annotate, you can add your detail lines just to demarcate different sections of this as we've done before, which just kind of gives it a finished look. And then add text to that. So that's pretty much all I have to go over today. I do want to open the floor to any questions that you have. How's everybody feel like they're doing so far on everything? Any comments or concerns, guys? Okay.
I can I can add on. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to go probably back to video 1 and kind of review everything that you listed on your final.
Okay.
It's a lot of steps and a lot of stuff that I feel like will be, in the test, and I'm a little scared, but hey, I'm
You
taking
don't
a
need to be
chance.
scared. This is actually things that we've been repeating all semester, and
Right.
you've consistently been doing. It looks like a lot of information when it's actually laid out, but it's stuff that you're doing consistently. So the walls, let's talk about that real quick. You know how to edit and create walls now. Doors and windows, you know how to insert those. Floors, it's the same process to create the slab and your finished floor. So this is all stuff that we've been repeating all semester. Same thing with the roofs. Just repeating that. So, and then components, that is just that same thing that we find right here. If we go to architecture tab, it's not going to be a view to put that in. So we'll just jump to level 1. So components is just right here. And remember that makes up, if we go to load family, everything that we're inserting in here. If you do your site, your plumbing, furniture and things like that. So it's all things that you've been repeating. It just looks like a lot, and it's a little intimidating on here. Families, we didn't talk about that too much, but there's families of different types of doors and stuff like that, which you're talking about family. So this is not something that will be a strong thing that's covered on here. It's just a general information thing. Stairs, we learned how to do, in railings, how to do those separately. You know how to create materials. You should have been creating materials all semester long, and how we did that. Sites, you've been creating sites. We had to do this for the second project. It's the basic topo surface site. We learned how to add elevations on it this time. We've been using split surface. Subregion's a little different. That's the new one that we incorporated this for the final project, and that's just to create like our driveways and our sidewalks. Curtain walls is new. That's what we did, fresh this semester. Editing, consistently doing things like that this semester as well. Temporary dimensions, that's what we use to lay out your walls initially, and then how to constrain them with the locks. We'll talk a little bit more about dimensions in the next class, just so we give a little bit refresher on dimensions. Tags, we learned this for this final project. Section views, all this is, it looks like a lot, but it's everything that you've consistently been doing. And the newer stuff is fresh, so everything is repeated throughout the semester. So what I do, if you're concerned about that, is go through here and pick out the ones that you're having issues with, and then come back on Wednesday and say, okay, I totally don't remember how to do stairs. And then we'll refresh on stairs. So that's why we have so much free time at the end of the semester for you to finish up this project, anything that you're getting tripped up on between now and when the project's due. So we're not learning a lot of new stuff, but we're trying to just reinforce the completion of the project and get you to a point where you feel comfortable for the final exam. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Totally, yes. You just knocked out 50% of the list, really.
Cool.
So, I appreciate
it's the same with the other stuff, like room separator. We just did that. Paint.
Yeah.
And repeating that. Color schemes. This is a new one that we just finished just recently. But yeah, anything like that. And visual styles, we've been repeating all semester too. And to talk about visual styles, it's right down here. So these are our visual styles that we always play with.
Okay.
So
awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
intimidating. It looks like a lot, but trust me, it's all stuff that you've done. And the exam the final exam is the same format as the midterm exam.
Awesome. All righty. Well, thank you so much.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Good. Glad you feel better. All right. Any other questions, y'all? All right. If not, we'll go ahead and drop. I will see y'all Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be a very low-key class as well. We'll answer any questions that you have, prep you for any kind of if you have issues, if you feel like you're having issues before, or there's something that you're having a problem with for your final project. you know, you're welcome to share your screen on Wednesday, and that way we can work through your project, live, and then also review for the midterm. I'm not really worried about y'all because y'all always show up for class. People that are doing this without showing up for class, I am worried about y'all. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. So we have everybody set and ready to go for the final. So that's it. Have a great one, and I will see y'all Wednesday.